Any of you have kids? Have you ever had your wife pregnant or your girlfriend pregnant? Do you know the stress that they are going through? So this lady was reprimanded, she was held in jail, and then she posted bail and then she left. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the height of it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again, and hey, I just want to say, man, it's always an honor to come through and have you check out what Mr. J has to say. If this is your first time stopping by, man, we call this platform proudly Motherland. Yes, a Mr. J's production, and if you don't know who I am, or if this is your first time stopping by, man, I appreciate you coming by, man. From one brother to you, man, it's all love. And they call me J, Mr. J. I'm a proud Motherlandian. I live out in the diaspora, and I do drop vlogs every now and then, talking about issues affecting my continent, because it is my right and it's my duty to ensure that we talk about Africa on this platform. You guys good, man? Man, it's a new month. Man, ladies and gentlemen, today I want us to talk about something very interesting. And we are going to spread our wings. We are going to talk a whole lot of different topics on this platform. And today I want us to go to Nigeria. Nigeria, how far? 2, 3, 4. Yes. Did I get it right? I think it's 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I told you, I'm a son of the soil, so I know these things. So I want us to talk about Nigeria. Beautiful country, man. The biggest and the most populated country in Motherland. Yes, these people, they're born. See, let me just say this, man. There's no way you can talk about Motherland without talking about Nigeria. There's just no way. Hate it or love it, man, Nigeria is kind of like the core of Africa when it comes to a whole lot of things, population wise, economy wise, you dig, everything entertainment wise. I mean, yes. And it's always a beautiful thing to talk about Nigeria, man. Hey, I feel love. I feel love from the Nigerian audience, and Mr. J here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want us to dive deep into the topic that I want to talk about. What would you do if someday you posted something online, giving your opinion about anything? Kind of like what Mr. J is doing right now. What would you do if you were me and you're giving your opinion on something and then it takes you to jail? What would happen to you if you realize that you live in a society where, rather than focusing on the real criminals, it seems as if the police force of that country are up for sales? And what do I mean by up for sales? Any person with a whole lot of money can just buy you, and then you inflict serious distress on a citizen who's just giving their honest and candid opinion about something. Well, you don't have to think any further, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about the situation which happened to a fellow Nigerian. She goes by the name Chioma Ikoli, and this beautiful sister of ours, man, Motherland, Nigeria. This beautiful sister, man, a mother and an entrepreneur. She went out of her way and she bought tomato paste. Yes, tomato puree. Yes, if you're from Africa, you definitely need to know about the stew, man. That jollof rice that we all argue about, man. One of its ingredients is tomato paste. Argue with your ancestors. I don't know. Some people use tomato paste. Some people use fresh tomatoes and they blend the ish and they make jollof rice. I'm not here to say whose jollof rice is the best. Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. But so just forget about what I'm trying to say about jollof rice. But yes, just imagine that you go out and as an entrepreneur, this young sister, she buys this tomato paste, and then she went home and she realized that it tastes kind of like different. Now, it takes talent for somebody to notice the difference in tomato paste. because I usually don't taste tomato paste when I'm cooking. Like, she has very good taste buds. Now, if she could taste what she bought and tell you that, okay, this tastes different, then she is an expert in what she does. I mean, this company is supposed to be hiring her, but they didn't do that. They did the direct opposite. So Sister Chioma went out and bought tomato paste, and then she tasted it just because, like she said that she didn't find what she normally gets. So she bought this one by, they call it Ericso, man. But a company is there in Lagos, man, owned by Mr. Eric. We are going to talk about you, Uncle Eric. Oga Eric. We did on Yash. She tasted it and she left a comment on, just like normal regular people do, like, I taste something and, let me just give my opinion to it. Maybe it might help the next person who probably doesn't have good taste buds like me to understand the difference. So she posted her review on this product, which is very, very okay to give reviews on products out of Africa. Apparently in Africa you cannot speak your mind freely. So she posted that and somebody replied, "Stop trying to destroy my brother's business." And she said, "But I'm just telling you what it is. Tell your brother to make something good then, if you don't want me to talk about it, because I am an individual and I have the right to tell you how I feel about certain products." By the way, any company that doesn't like to be criticized, any business that you do that you don't like people to give their candid opinion about your products, man, you are hiding something. You feel me? So this went back and forth, and then all of a sudden, this Sister Chioma Ikoli is coming out from church and she gets arrested. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. How mean and how bad could you be that you trace somebody out, you track somebody out, and then you will get them when they are coming out of church? Now, this is not the saddest part of this whole saga. The saddest part is this sister is pregnant. So she was arrested, transferred immediately, left and right, from one point to the next point, stressing the pregnant sister up. Now, I don't know exactly what these police officers, apparently they went there, in plain clothes, because normally, if, Sunday you go to church. You might take her on Sunday in plain clothes. But my question is this, man. These police officers who went and arrested the sister, what are you thinking? Any of you have kids? Have you ever had your wife pregnant or your girlfriend pregnant? Do you know the stress that they are going through? So this lady was reprimanded, she was held in jail, and then she posted bail, and then she left. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the height of it. Now, some of you might ask, well, Mr. J, how does this relate to anything you always talk about? Now, we are in Motherland. Motherland, recently, there's been a whole lot of changes going on around Motherland. And we all have been championing it. We've all have been talking about changes. Change for the beautiful future for us Motherlandians. And one of those changes is we need to ensure that we live in a society where power abuse is no longer a thing, where a rich person, just because they don't like your opinion about what they do, they can send you to jail. They can stress your life. So under duress, she apologized, and then she posted bail, and then she left. However, Mr. Ericso, the owner of this company, he's been, I don't even know what the word is, he's been showing exactly the dark side of what it means to be the elite. Like when you have money in Motherland, of course, when you have money in Motherland, you mingle with politicians. You can buy services left and right. Because if this man didn't have money, he definitely wouldn't be able to pay these police officers to go arrest this lady. And then she was threatened with a 5 billion naira lawsuit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this. Do we have freedom of speech in Africa? Is there freedom of expression in Nigeria? Is there freedom of opinions in Nigeria? I mean, I've not lived in Nigeria. I just visited Nigeria as a kid. I've never lived there. But I want you to tell me, Is there really freedom of speech and freedom of expression in Nigeria? Should people be afraid to get product and post something online and say, look, this is this is that, this is this? Out in the West, man, out in the diaspora, they will call this lady in, the company will call this lady in, talk with her. How do you know that this is sweeter? How do you know this? Because it takes expertise to actually understand that the product tastes so and so. Of course, it might be the product or the sachet that she bought. Maybe it has a problem, expiring date. I don't know. Like I said, I do not taste my tomato paste before I cook. But for her to notice that, companies out in the West, like, you know what, we need to, talk to you, man. How can we fix? But no, that's not what is happening in Nigeria. Now, I want to end this vlog by saying this. With all the insecurity, man, the public insecurity, the terrorism, the embezzlement, the mismanagement of funds going up and down, the underdevelopment that is happening around countries in Africa, especially Nigeria, it baffles me that the police force have the time to go after somebody just expressing their opinions. So it means if Mr. J lived in Nigeria, I would have been sleeping in jail. I will end this vlog by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. I do think that Nigerians need to boycott this man's company because he was defiant that he was not going to drop this case. Apparently, this man is behaving like this because he was quoted saying that he needs to teach her a lesson so that you cannot tarnish my image. Now, when you are in business, when you are a CEO, you need to understand that not everybody is going to like your product, and you should work with that. Not take a humble and a poor little citizen like this and try to make her a scapegoat. But I know my Nigerians, man. I know that you guys are not gonna let this slide. There's been a whole lot of manifestation, protest, man. You guys, man. You need to boycott this man's product for like a year so that he can lose the billions, and then he will understand that what he just did is not, that's called power abuse, man. I will leave this vlog by saying this. I hope that this sister is doing good, and I pray that she has the baby that she's carrying should come out being so defiant of the system that this baby can stand up to such power abuses in that country. That's my time. Leave a comment. Let me know exactly what you think. Should Nigerians boycott this man's products, man? Ericso, I don't know if it's Ericso, whatever, tomato, whatever. Yeah, that's my time. You be good.